All right, why don't I quickly go through a schedule that I have for, this is good for a grade 1 and up, I would say. I mean, you could do kindergarten too. It's not bad at all. But so play with mom so that everyone's buckets are full of my time and attention. First thing I do when I get up is we play. Their choice, not my choice, their choice. Then we have breakfast. So sometimes I give them a snack. Some kids need a little snack in the morning, so I give them a snack. And then we do breakfast and learning. That's where I read to them. You know all the books. I'll attach the video at the end. But you know, generally by now, you know all the books. I mean, I cover so many topics during breakfast and learning. So I don't eat with them. I eat after. Or sometimes I'll eat while we're playing a game. Just depends. But anyway, so breakfast and learning. Then they play while I either get a lesson ready for table time or I edit these videos or I film these videos. No tablets are being used at all during this time. Okay, so then we have outside time. So after table time is where we do our schoolwork. We're going to sit down and because this improves concentration. So obviously it's where we do our schoolwork. But to start, we did like crafts and stuff, but it's not strenuous. It's not a lot. It doesn't take long. And sometimes the way I started table time was with topics that the kids were interested in. And I sit down with them and they're working on individual subjects. And then sometimes that's when they do their reading with me too, or their math. But they don't have to, but a lot of times, and it's like, if a child doesn't want to sit down, what if they're like, hey, I don't want to sit down and do table time? It's like, that's fine. I can't make you sit down at the table. The problem is that when you come to me later and say, okay, mom, I'm ready to do my schoolwork because you have to do your schoolwork before you play on your iPad. When you come to me then, I might be busy. And this is the time I've set aside where I have plenty of time to help you. So it's up to you though, if you want to do it now and get it done, or you want to have to like wait until I'm available. And by the way, me relaxing, just between you and me, I'm not available. Just so you know, like I wouldn't stop my relaxing and be like, you know what? I was reading this great book, but let me come out and help you. No, it's not a punishment. It is a natural consequence. This is just life. This is just life. I have to relax because I have to get up and make dinner in a bit. But anyway, it's never gotten to that point at this time. One of the things you can do, here's a video. So in my shorts, I release like parenting things that have helped me parent and things like that. So here's a short on what to do if a kid comes to you and is like there's a little battle, like, no, I want to do it. No, I don't want you to do it. If there's a little mini battle, this is what you can say to them to help. So take a look at that.
So what do you do when a child disagrees with you? Let me give you 2 examples. So in the first scenario, your child comes to you and he says, I've done my reading for today. I read such and such, and he picks up a book. This book is not the approved reader that you want him working through. Okay, so you have 2 choices here. You can say, that's not an approved source. I want you to use your reader. You should have known that. You should have used your reader. Or the second is you could say, for today, that's okay. But from now on, we're going to use the reader. Do you understand that? Let me give you a second scenario. The second scenario is you're sitting down at dinner, and this 5-year-old who you know is capable of getting his own spoon says, I want you to get my spoon for me. So you have 2 choices, saying, no, I'm not doing it. You're old enough to get your own spoon. Or which degrades your relationship. Or do you say, I'll do it for you this time, but from now on, you need to get your own spoons because I know you know how to do it.
Okay, so then we got outside time where I walk around the block with them or they jump on the trampoline. Or we can do a picnic outside for a snack, or we can do games indoor because I have a ton of games. You see all my games, like on my Easter video, I have a ton of games that I got for Easter. For Easter, I got them more games because I also pay them to do smart brain games. One of them doesn't buy it and won't participate, but the other one, it was 10 cents a board and now it's 25 cents because he didn't like the price. But anyway, and then they can do their math and reading. Math they can use their tablet for. Again, we did primary mathematics, but they've since switched to the synthesis app, which I didn't like in the beginning. But again, it's another video. I didn't like in the beginning. I don't know why it's another video. I make so many videos on so many things. I didn't like it, didn't want to do it. And for some reason, I tried it one day. Like it was a couple of years I ignored it. And for some reason I tried it. And he loved it. Learned a lot of stuff really, really fast. I'm still not sure about it, just in case you're wondering. It's $55 a month for your whole family. I'm still not sure about it. I don't know if that's the best way to teach everybody everything, which is why I like the Singapore mathematics, because I do feel confident this is the best way to teach. At least I want my kids to be really strong educationally in a couple different areas. And so to me, I like that. So I think I'm just going to continue with both, I guess. That's what I've decided at this time. Lunch and learning. Okay, so lunch and learning, I give myself a break here. So I can either teach the books if we have books to go through that I haven't gone through. Or sometimes if library day is coming up, then I'm reading like just library books to get them so I can return them, which is still learning. Or I'll put on like YouTube videos of a science channel or really whatever. It depends. If I really need a break, I'm like, oh, let's watch Mystery Science on YouTube. Okay, and then everyone does their chores, which is not a lot, but the living room does have to be cleaned. And it does involve screaming from one child, but it's just important that, I'm not doing it all. The other day, he was folding his own clothes and he's like, you should pay me for this. And I was like, is that an option? Can you pay me? Oh my gosh, I could go on vacation with the amount of laundry I've folded for you. Please, let's pay each other. And just joking around with him. Okay, and then it's tablet or TV time, which is my time to usually read. Yeah, that's about it. Read. I love when my Kindle's like, you've read 475 days in a row. Like, I don't think they know what I'm reading. It's not like I'm reading self-help here and bettering my life. It's not like I'm sitting around and reading the Bible or self-help books or parenting books. I'm reading trashy books and I'm loving it. I'm enjoying it. So I just don't like it when Kindle's like, you've read. It makes me feel like I have an addiction. Like, thanks. Yeah, reading again. I know. Great. It'd be like if you turned on Netflix and every time Netflix is like, you watched 45 hours this week. Congratulations. Would you be like, would you feel awesome about yourself? No, it's the same thing when Kindle tells me, you read for hours. I was like, oh my gosh, please stop. Please don't tell me that. Okay. Tablet or TV time, and then I'll get up, make dinner. I'll usually have them take a break from their iPad to do whatever. Kids got to play a lot. They got to be bored a lot. While I'm making lunch, I'll say, okay, I'm going to go make lunch and let them, kids got to be bored. They got to entertain themselves. It's really, if they come to you and they're like, oh, I'm so bored. What can I do? I was like, well, how can you solve that problem? Because it's not my problem. We have to stop taking on these problems of our children and let them handle it. Show them how and let them walk and let them figure it out. Okay. And that's just something I'm working on. And then during dinner, I told you the video I filmed yesterday was one of the best books of the year. I showed it to you. I don't have it here. Oh, I didn't show it in that video. It is. It's the story of Jesus' people, or I read this right here. This is the biggest story Bible. I mean, it's fantastic. I've bought every children's Bible. I buy secular and Christian materials. I was torn between doing an actual, what's it called? Like a Bible curriculum. And then I realized that's wasted time because a lot of it's when your kids are young, it's just activity sheets. It's just a little bit of discussion. Whereas you get a good Bible like this, just reading to them from the Bible. And the pictures aren't that great. I mean, they're colorful and they're pretty and my kids like them, but the stories are good. It's written by, I don't know, a pastor or a priest. Really, I have no idea. I guess it wouldn't be his priest because he's explaining to his children. He wrote it for his kids, right? So how he explains it to them. So it's not gory. A lot of the stories in the Bible were a little too gory, a little too real, if you ask me, for kids. And I didn't like that. But this is not the case, and they just really like me to read it. It's shocking, to be honest. And same with the story of Jesus' people. This is freaking fabulous. This is the best curriculum, the best Christian curriculum I've read this year. It's fabulous. It is, each story is like 3 pages. This is by generations. And it's like, how did the church come to Russia? How did the church come to Germany? How did the church or God come to different countries throughout history? We just started where it came to America. Very interesting. Oh yeah, I want to go to Jamestown before we leave the state of Virginia next month. However, I will say I was born Roman Catholic. My kids are making their sacraments Roman Catholic. It's not Roman Catholic friendly. Like, it's not. Yeah, there are things that you read if you are a Roman Catholic that might bother you. They don't bother me because A, it's back in history, and B, I'm more Christian, if you will, than Roman Catholic. My mother is the big Roman Catholic, right? So I don't know. I don't know what the point is, but I thought it was fantastic. And we are just at the part where they've come to America, come to Jamestown. And I'm very excited about that. So Anyway, there you go. Take
Please subscribe
Yes.
and hit the bell for notifications.
care.